Okay, so I'm here with...
Pascal.
Okay, Pascal, so tell us, what are you doing in Japan?
I finished college and I wanted to go somewhere nice before I start working. And I've never been outside of Europe, so it's always been my dream to go to Japan. Kind of grew up around anime and the culture. Because it did spread in the West, you know.
Is it your first time in Japan or like you've been...
Yeah, it's my first time.
Yeah. Okay, so my first question for you is, do you like anime?
Yeah, I really like anime.
What is your favorite anime so far?
Well, I've seen a lot, so it's hard to say what my favorite is, but I probably have a tie between a good few. I do like sci-fi. I really enjoy Steins Gate and the time travel aspect, and also the melancholy of Suzumiya Haruhi. Not a very common watch in the West, I think, because it is a bit strange, but I really like the internal monologue, the main character, and some of the time travel stuff that happens later too.
So you are big time into fantasy anime, you will say?
Yeah, I'd say like fantasy, sci-fi, that sort of stuff, yeah.
Okay, so what is an anime that you would recommend in 2024? Like, you have any really popular anime that you watch or just not?
Oh man, I don't know. I think I started watching anime in like 2012 when I was 12 years old. And I feel like I watched a lot of stuff. I can't remember half of it.
Yeah.
But I feel like you have a lot of isekais and you have a lot of cookie cutter stuff every season that's very similar to what's been going on for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I always like some nice, you know, something's a bit more unique, kind of funny, a breath of fresh air. And I think Bocce the Rock was...
Bocce the Rock.
Bocce the Rock was really good in the last few years, yeah. And I even went to Shimokitazawa, where it's all like the areas are based on, and I got some nice little gachapon figures and stuff like that.
That's great. Oh, so on the contrary, like, what is an anime you think is overrated? Like, you see some, like, this anime is definitely overrated. Do you have an opinion?
I don't know. I'd say I think shonens in general can be a bit overrated, but it's mainly because it's targeted for younger people, and I definitely enjoyed a lot of shonens when I was younger, and it could just be nostalgia, but I feel like stuff in 2012 was a lot better. Especially, I mean, back then I was watching Full Metal Alchemist. Sword Art Online is a bit on the fence, but you know, that's like one of the earlier ones that got things popular in the West. I thought the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen was very overrated.
No way, like first season of Jujutsu Kaisen was overrated?
I feel like because it's a shonen, not a seinen, so it's like the target audience ages. There were some really good serious scenes, and then they would just kind of ruin it with a really awkward joke, I think. But I feel like the latest season was really good. It's a lot more serious. I mean, with Mappa and stuff, they like to save their budget for the big fights. So there were some fights that were a bit awkward, but I think overall it was pretty good. Yeah,
the Shibuya arcs, it was Shibuya, right?
Yeah.
It was really good. Like, animations, the characters, the arcs, it was really good. But yeah, I kind of agree that the first season was a little bit too, like, they were trying to push the franchise.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have to, like, rate it a little bit higher, but yeah, I agree with that. Okay, so my next question is, so you've been here for like 7 days so far. What is your favorite place in Japan, like right now?
I don't know. I think Kyoto is very nice, sort of relax and just see the scenery. I feel like you can't really compare, at least in Ireland where I'm staying, there's nothing there that even is a comparison to here, especially with the rural areas. And then Tokyo, I think it is the biggest city in the world, right? With the biggest, like the highest density population. Yeah, I've been to Shibuya, Akihabara, I went to the Tokyo Skytree area, I think that's Asakusa, yeah. Yeah, and I went through Harajuku too. But I don't know. I think this is my experience. I came to buy some clothes, and I spent like 8 hours one day just walking and barely buying anything. So my experience and what I liked is more so on just that day. But I think all of Tokyo was amazing. But for me, when I was in Tokyo, going around Tokyo Skytree was a lot of fun, I think.
You're like freestyling and you discover a lot of places.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. So my last question for you is, what is your opinion on tattoos in Japan? Like, you know, there's a taboo, you cannot have tattoos. What's your opinion on that? Yeah,
I mean, I don't really have a strong opinion because I'm a foreigner, but I think, I don't know, it's like the balance between tourism and kind of respecting their own culture. You know, I'm guessing some places, like some onsens, would be more open to tattoos, and that would bring in more money, more tourists. So I think I'm kind of in the middle ground. I think it's up to whoever is owning the business.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in more rural areas they're probably stricter because it's more traditional. Whereas in Tokyo, there's some public baths. They probably are less strict.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have an opinion. It's their culture. So, they can decide what they want to do.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time. It was great questions and great answers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So, have you ever dated Japanese girls before?
Yeah, like
Are you in a relationship right now?
yeah.
Okay. So what is your opinion on Japanese girls overall? Like, what's the difference between European girls, Japanese girls, like, so far?
I find that like Japanese culture makes it like very hard to like for people to communicate their feelings, and so that can be quite like a challenge. Like if you want to build a real relationship with someone,
Yeah.
because like relationships are like fully based on communication, and there's something in Japan called reading the air.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, as like European, like we cannot do that. So the girl will expect you to pick up on some hints, but then like as a European, you just won't understand that she's even like communicating with you, and you'll just think, why isn't she telling me anything? So
Do you have a little bit of that in your own relationship, or is previous experience too?
mostly previous experience. Like I think right now, like the communication's good.
Yeah, that's great. That's great too. Yeah, actually, a lot of people have shared the same opinion. You know, it's a difference of culture, so that's why people cannot communicate.
Yeah.
But it's it's all about love at the end of the day. So I think it's great. Okay, so my last question for you before I leave you go. So in Japan, tattoos being taboo for like years. What is your opinion about tattoos in Japan? Do you have tattoos?
I don't. I've had friends who had tattoos and we couldn't get into an onsen. So it's my boss actually told me that like near Tokyo there's like a onsen where you can go with tattoos, but apparently like only yakuzas go there.
That's true.
But like I see more and more people get tattoos actually. Like I see like on the beach for instance, I can see more like people with tattoos than even like I feel like 1 year ago. So
Yeah.
I think it's like a growing trend.
So it's like the culture is changing, and now it's okay to.
I think it's slowly getting more okay, at least in the big cities. Like, I don't know if in the countryside it's evolving that
Right.
much, but yeah, in the big cities, a lot more people just casually wear tattoos without being criminals and stuff. So,
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy your day. So after that, are you going to back to Nara or?
after this, like, I'm going to like help a friend move, and like, he lives in like northern Kyoto, so I'm gonna help him move, and then we're gonna go get some drinks.
Oh, that's great. Okay, please enjoy your night, and thank you so much for your time. Really, I appreciate it.
No
Thank
worries.
you so much. That's great.